Hi, I'm Kate. I am here to do a live on supper tonight. It's a simple coconut and prawn Thai kind of thing. It's basically just vegetables in like a broth, and yeah. Hi Kate! Oh my god, this is crazy. I don't quite know why I'm doing this. I'm going to regret it later. I'm regretting it already and I'm slightly shaking. Anyway, I'm going to pretend you're not there. So, I've got my ingredients. I've got a leek, I've got a carrot, some basic veggies, broccoli, some ginger, lime, garlic and a stock cube, some raw prawns, some coriander, coconut milk, and actually I've got a few crappy bits of corn left over, which I will add. I should have had more of that, but I haven't. And I'm going to serve it with some garlic bread. So it's basically a broth, using these lovely ingredients, which will hopefully, oh, also chilli. I need some chilli. Where's the chilli? I have the chilli. I think I might have a better chilli. Anyway, I'm going to start by preparing the leek. I should have washed it, I meant to. I'm running a bit behind, to be honest. So I'm going to wash the leek now. They get a lot of mud in them, so you need to do quite a lot of washing. I didn't have to wash any veggies when I did this yesterday. So you learn these things as you go along. Crunchy, earthy Thai at this point. Okay, so I'm gonna, I might not add the whole leek. This is for a family of 4. I'm hoping there's gonna be enough here. I should have had a few more veggies, but I'll have to do. I can fill up on the garlic bread. So I'm basically just gonna cut the leek quite finely. I'm not doing this very well. Right, okay. I wonder how much you can see. This is better. Okay, so I'll cut the leek quite finely, and then I'll add that to the oil. You can add onion, but leek's quite nice because it gives a bit of green colour and it tastes nice. And I add onion to everything, so it's quite nice just to have something that's leek based rather than onion again. Plus leek's a bit more delicate, I think, in theory. All the Kates, yeah. Oh, it's like Laura watching. Yes, is there a lot of Kates watching? I've got 2 friends that are Kates and a cousin called Kate and me. It's a little bit crazy how many Kates I seem to know. Right, okay, so I'm going to add the leeks to... What I'm doing is I'm using this, which is my casserole dish, and this is quite a nice size, and you can put all the broth in. You basically cook it all in this, and you add the veggies as they need to be cooked, so quite kind of slowly, kind of decide which ones cook quickest and add those last. So I'm going to add some rapeseed oil and start to cook those leeks. I'm going to add a bit more actually. Add the green stuff because that's nice. Is this boring yet? Hi Laura! Is that Lambert watching as well, or have you got bored yet? I think I'm bored already. It feels slower than yesterday's video. Right. I am chopping these really badly, but it doesn't really matter. Right. One thing I did think is I might need to add some fish sauce to it. I won't just be able to decide. And I haven't cooked this in a while, to be honest. So it might be a bit trial and error as we go. So we'll see. This is a lot harder to cut than... Right. Okay, so leeks go in as well with that. Right, I'm going to turn that up a bit because it's... Make sure they don't move. Right, okay, so ginger. Just kind of guess how much ginger I'm going to add. Cutting it off rather badly. Trim that. Fresh ginger's nice, it gives it a bit of a kick. And good for you as well, apparently. Right, okay, so I'm going to grate the ginger. I use this bit on the grater because it's just tiny little thing. And what it pretty much does is it almost just mushes it. I'm not sure it's the best actually, but it's what I have got and what seems to work. You have to push it quite hard. It does eventually. The leeks are going. A friend of mine taught me this and she called it eye tie, as in Italian Thai. And oh yeah, I can see you, good, you are watching. And she taught me how to do this. A very lovely friend of mine, Claire, who may see this later, I don't know, she lives in New Zealand now. But she taught me this, and it was, she basically, rather than having the noodles, she had Italian pasta, like pasta parcels. This is, and that was really nice, except my girls seem to not like pasta parcels. You know, like the tortellini that you have filled with, I don't know, parma ham or something. But they won't eat that, so I've had to change it, and now it's thread noodles. So actually it's a bit different. It's not actually Italian Thai now. It's just Thai. Right, okay, so that's quite hard work. So, ginger. No idea if that's too much ginger. It's been a while since I did it. I'll probably add 3/4 of that and then see how it goes. So, I need to tidy this up. I need to put the kettle on for the broth. I can hear the leeks going, hopefully I'm not burning them. We'll see. Right, kettle's on. Right, yeah, leeks are fine. Right, okay, leeks, ginger, right, garlic. So I'm going to use 2 cloves of garlic. Quite good sized cloves. I used to buy the little cloves from Sainsbury's, or Lidl, and now I've decided to find the bigger garlic bulbs are better. Because the little cloves are just annoying and you have tiny little cloves, whereas these are actually decent sized ones. I'm going to crush my garlic because it's easier. Right, so that will go into the crusher and then that will be used shortly. I've left about half a leek. I think there's probably enough leek in there. So as the leeks are cooking down, at some point what I will do is I will add the garlic, just sort of before they're cooked. Although leeks you can obviously cook as much as possible. Right, now I also need to add some rind of lime. And again, I'll do it on this thing. This is the best thing I use. Oh, hi Sam! You're probably thinking I'm some crazy woman. I am. I don't quite know why I'm doing this. But yeah, I think I don't know why I decided to do it. It's just a bit of fun, really. And I got so bored of cooking, and I figure, well, if I'm cooking, I might as well video it. I've got a new phone, so I'm having a play, and I've also got new video editing software, so that's quite good fun. Right, okay, so quite a lot of lime. That's a bit messy. Right, there you go, lime, rind. Right, the leeks are probably done enough now, so I can start to add. Are you moving things? Can you not move things? Right, I'm going to add the ginger, and I'm going to add the lime zest, rind, zest, garlic. Right, I'm going to turn the heat right down so I don't want this to all burn the minute you put it in. Mabel, can you please leave me be? Yeah, well, don't encroach. Right, second garlic clove going in. Right, and then give that a mix. Doesn't matter if the leeks get a little bit of colour. but as long as they don't get too much. I'll bring it over. Smells nice. You can smell the lime and the ginger and the garlic, obviously. Right. So that's kind of just mushing into a mush. Put that back into the heat. The heat's down quite low. Right, so what I need to do next is I need to get a kettle of hot water. Put my stock cube in my jug. I just use cheap little stock cubes, to be honest. Could you fill that up and to boil for me? They dissolve nicely, and I just that's what I do. Seems to work. Okay, right. So I'm just going to use a scabby. Oh, the phone's just fallen off. Oh, the phone's just fallen off. That wasn't very clever. How did the phone fall off? Okay. Are we back? Okay. Don't bring that phone round here. No, I shan't be doing the phone round here. Ever again. Right, okay, so I've got stock cube here. Sorry, the phone just fell off its stand, but it's okay now, I think. Right, excuse me, please. Right, so this is probably good here. So actually, what I need to do now is just, I'm going to add some stock to that. Just make sure that stock keeps. I can't actually remember because it's been a while since I've done this. I'm hoping one stock cube is going to be enough, but I might need 1.5. So I've added stock, and in theory you should probably use like decent, nice stock, but this is all about basic, easy, cheap, what you've got in your cupboard kind of cooking. Right, so take that spoon. Right, so next thing I need to do is prepare these veggies. I wish I'd got, because I sort of started doing this off the cuff, like a bit randomly, without really too much thought. I was going to do this the other night, and obviously if I'd realised I was going to be doing it on video, I would have slightly nicer veg, like some better baby corn, rather than these slightly manky old ones, and some more mange too, but they seem to have used more than I thought. Anyway, so broccoli, all in about the same kind of size. Not too big, because I want it to kind of cook quite quickly. The nice thing about this is it just all goes into one pot, so it's quick and easy. Right, so carrot. Peeler. Okay, so as you can see, I make quite a mess when I'm cooking. Probably even more so. Right, one carrot. So this is just simmering now, the stock. I'll need to add some more. I've just kind of added a juggish full. I will need to add some more though, which I'll just add straight from the kettle. Now I've just used a vegetable stock cube. I think maybe, I don't know if you can get fish stock cubes, can you? I don't know. But a fish stock tube, if you can get fish stock tubes, would be quite nice. And if you're doing chicken instead of prawns, so you can use different alternatives to the prawns. I use prawns, but you can use bits of chicken, you can use bits of salmon, you know, chunks of fish. And also what's really nice is some corn chunks, which I will add in to bulk it out. Some of these, so these corn pieces, which have probably been in the freezer a bit long, but they'll be alright. They're quite good, and it just bulks it out a bit, which is nice. I'm doing my carrots julienne again, I don't know why. I'll just leave that, that's fine. It's just what I tend to cook. I don't know why I always cut them like this. I tend to do rounds for different things. Depends on what I'm cooking. Depends on the shape of the the way I cut my carrots. Don't ask me why or what dictates that, but for some reason certain things I wouldn't cut carrots one way. It's bizarre. Doesn't make sense. Have I seen any love hearts yet? This way I'll be able to tell if you're actually paying attention or if you're just gone away. I think most of you have just gone away. Which I don't blame you, to be fair. Right. I don't know how long lives can go on for. No idea. Right, okay. So we've got carrots. Carrots are sort of fairly chunky. What I will do is, so the prawns basically will go in last because they don't take very long to cook, and with the noodles they don't take long to cook either. Corn I might put in now, and then that can take on some flavour. I'm just literally going to chuck it in, to be honest. Just like chucking in a couple of handfuls, just to bulk it out a bit, give it a bit of substance. Right, okay, so I'll just leave this to come up to the boil a little bit, and I'll add the carrots. This really doesn't take long, this meal at all. Yeah, I'll add the carrots. Right, I'm gonna taste the broth. Because that's kind of quite important that the broth actually tastes nice. That's the basis of it. Right, it's a bit dull to be fair. Actually it doesn't taste nice at all. Okay, so I'm gonna add some salt. Pepper. Right. I don't know what this is going to taste like. A bit better. Right. Okay. Need some lime. So what I've done is I'll put the carrots in, and I'll bring that to the boil, and I'll leave those just to boil for probably 2 minutes, and then I'll add the broccoli, and these will go in after. And I'll put the prawns in, and that's it really, because once you then add the coconut milk and everything, and then it all comes together with the lime at the end. The lime juice really gives it a zing. And in fact, I'm remembering now that when I do this, sometimes it does need quite a lot of extra flavour to make it taste really good. So I'm gonna. No, I won't add the lime yet. I'll add that after I've done the veggies. This is these bits. Right, so I've got the broccoli on here, that will go in next. The mini corns won't take long, and nor will the manchou. Well, really won't take long at all. Right, I'm going to open the noodles. I'm using thread fine noodles. Rice noodles would be quite nice. And I'll probably add both of these for a family of 4, because it's need quite a bit. Oh. What I do need to do is put the oven on for the garlic bread, because this won't take long to cook, which means we're eating quite early. Are you hungry, Nova?
Really?
That's good. Right, so
And the white tie.
I'm going to open the prawns as well, so that's ready. I'm just using some peeled jumbo king prawns. I don't know if I'm going to bother to fiddle with them and devein them. I'll need to have a look now, see what they're like. Okay, so got some prawns. Yeah, I will devein them slightly because I tend to devein prawns. I don't know if you have to. I don't know what the deal is really, but the worst thing is if they have poo in them, and that's not very nice. I will just. I should have done this before. I probably won't bother to do all of this. I'll just do a few because it takes age. It takes a while. I mean, that gets boring. But the broth is cooking. A bit worried about what this is going to actually taste like, to be honest. Right, okay. What I might do is add the lime to the prawns, and they can be slightly cooking in the lime juice before. I can't be bothered to do this. What I'll do is I'll tell you if it's a bad idea to eat prawns without taking all the bits out of them, and I'll know. So usually I do. This live thing's a bit crazy. I'm not sure I'm going to do it. Can't decide. Right. Squeezing the lime over the prawns. So that's what I've done. Right. Okay, so what have I got? What is here? So I've got the prawns, I've got the broccoli, and this is boiling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the broccoli now. I'll bring that to the boil a bit quicker. So we've got leek, carrots and broccoli, and that will boil for a couple more minutes. Right, what I need to do is I need to chop up some coriander. Coriander also gives it a nice flavour as well. Oops. Just wash that quickly. Yeah. I'm not doing that, that's too much rice. Right, I'm going to chop. Oh, it's not very good view. Should be there, shouldn't it? Okay, so I'll chop the stalks off, the majority of them. Take out any dodgy bits and some of the long stalks. Don't want. My girls don't like it when I put the thyme sticks in cut casserole dishes. I quite like it myself. I don't mind picking out the odd stalk, but they clearly do. Maybe these will cook down anyway. Right, okay, so I'll just chop this up briefly. Oh god, Bethan Hughes is watching. Hi Bethan! This is me being slightly crazy and deciding that I'm just going to video me cooking supper. And this is my first ever time doing this, so it's rather boring, so I apologise. Right, okay. So I have got coriander chopped. Right, this is boiling away quite profusely now. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Should be doing a little bit more delicately. That's not going down. Okay, there you go. It's going down. Right, okay, so you taste that again. Where is the spoon? Right, okay, so yeah, that tastes nice. And once that's got lime juice in it, which really brings it out, and the coriander and some coconut milk, it should taste okay. Just wondering whether to put a little bit more stock cube in it. Just a touch. guessing really, as always, making it as I go along. Right, I'm going to put just a smidge of that in. Where's the jug? There. I'll take some of this one, put it up here. Right, okay, so I'm just going to put that there, melt down that stock cube a bit. Hi Becca! Right, okay, so I've added that. Now, I'm going to add these, the baby corn and the mange tout, which I've only got a tiny bit of. I would have had a lot more, ideally. Although actually not many of mine really like the baby corn. It has quite a strong kind of, I don't know what kind of flavour, I mean it's baby corn flavour, but it is quite strong. It's not really like sweet corn, it's got a, I think Luke describes it as musty, so he doesn't like it, but I don't really listen to him. Okay, so got coriander. I might have some more coriander than that, it's probably not quite enough, because you might like a nice big batch. Just wash a bit more. It's interesting, the thing I made last night was, it felt like there was more to do, less sort of hanging around, whereas this actually is quite easy. It's literally just chopping and chucking in a few bits. It's pretty simple to do, which actually is nice, because obviously that's what makes it so nice and easy to a meal to put together. But it is, you have got to put that flavour in to begin with, otherwise it will taste a bit, just taste bland. But the coconut milk does make a bit of a difference there. Right, okay, that's cool. Right, so I'm going to check to see how well done the carrots are. Yeah, the carrots are actually too well done probably. And the broccoli is pretty good. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the prawns. So just adding the prawns. I have been lazy and haven't done anything to them, so we'll see how they come out. I hope they'll be okay. I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is basically my broth. Let me move over here a little bit. So this is my broth with prawns and veggies, and it's got a bit of corn pieces in it to bulk it out. And then I'll add some noodles. Oops, they've just fallen all over the place. Some noodles and the coconut milk. Chilli, that's what it needs. Right, I'm going to add some chilli now. I should have added that to begin with, and that I forgot. Now, the problem with chilli in my house is I have two monsters that love chilli and one that just doesn't want anything spicy. So it's quite a tricky balance to get. I have worked up her spice level ever so slightly higher than it used to be, but getting that right is quite hard. But really, for people that like chilli, you know, you add a good amount of chilli and then it'll give it a real kick. So it's quite, but this is, what is this? This is like a mixture of chilli. This is not really chilli. I need to find the other chilli. Where's that? Here. Right, so these are chilli flakes. These are Luke's chilli flakes, which I'm just going to add a few. Really, I would add fresh chilli usually, but I didn't have any, and because I wasn't organised enough to do this. If I'd thought, oh, I'll do this and I'll do this on video, I would have added fresh chilli, but it's a bit off the cuff. Right, so I'm just going to taste this again. Yeah, that tastes nice, so that's good. Oh, just kind of slightly eaten rawish prawns. Right, so I'm going to add the, probably ready to add the noodles. I need to get the garlic bread in the oven, because it's quite a fine thing with this, obviously, because it's a broth and you're cooking vegetables. You pretty much have to have it ready to go. So it's not, it has to be ready. You can't really kind of leave it hanging around, because then it just gets a bit yucky. Right, I've just put the garlic bread in the oven. Obviously you can make your own garlic bread, but I can't be asked to. So, okay. Right, so so that's looking nice. I'm going to add the noodles now. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave the noodles. Actually, I'm going to add the coriander to get that infused a bit. I'll add half the coriander and then I'll add the other half right at the end just for the fresh bit. And then I'm adding some lime now. What I'll do is I'll add half the juice of half a lime, give it a stir and see what I think, and then I'll add it more because I quite like it limey. It's just a nice flavour. Right, actually I've just not done what I said I was going to do. Okay, so taste this again. Actually, out of most of my dishes I don't really taste them, but this you kind of have to. Because you're making a broth out of just a few ingredients, it has to kind of balance right. It does need more lime. Right, okay, so. Right, I'm going to add the noodles. So I'm being lazy and just using straight to wok noodles. Obviously you can add whatever noodles you want. And like I said earlier in the video, you can add some really nice pasta parcels work quite well because they literally take a couple of minutes to cook. And actually the noodles do as well. But my girls don't like pasta parcels, so I'm having to use noodles. But I will add both these packets of noodles, and then that will feed a family of 4. And we have to eat it out of bowls, obviously, because it's a broth. I'm just kind of pushing the noodles in, but I don't want to mix it in. I don't want to mush them because I want them to stay whole. I don't want them to end up into little bits of noodles if you mix it too much. So just leave that like that. Now what I'm going to do is taste it again and see. Yeah, it's nice. It's got a bit of warmth to it. Probably should add a bit more chilli actually. Oh, there's chilli flakes. Stuck to my hand. I kind of don't really have measurements. I don't ever do measurements. I just chuck it in, which isn't really very helpful for you. But like I say, if you just taste it as you go along, it's kind of not so bad. Right, I'm going to add the coconut milk. Now I opened this the other day, which is why I'm doing this dish, because I wanted to use up the coconut milk. So I'm going to add, I'll just whack in a good whack. I never ever used a whole tin of this. I wish they came in smaller tins, because I literally just use like that much in a curry probably, and then that much in this, and it's annoying, and then I end up wasting it. So I do wish that it wasn't, they were smaller tins. They might do small tins, but I haven't seen them. Okay, so now I'll show you what it looks like. Sorry about this mess, it's very messy today. So where's the best place to put it? Here. Right, so this is what it's looking like, okay? It looks pretty. It's kind of a... Let's see if I can get a better view, I don't know. There you go, so you can kind of see that it's like a soupy mush. Garlic bread's in, and then I'll add this coriander very shortly. I might add a bit more lime, just going to taste it. So now I've obviously added the coconut milk. Yeah, that's nice. I might add a bit of pepper actually. A bit more pepper. This is actually Elfie's favourite dish. Well, yeah, that and moussaka. She likes moussaka too. Right, so I'm just going to leave that to come to the boil. Might turn the heat up a little bit more. And then I'll add the rest of the coriander. Might add a bit more lime. I tend to do this, sort of add bits as I go along. I just sort of taste it again and go, oh, I'll add a bit more. Right, so. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so I'm going to add the rest of this coriander, and then I'm going to serve it into a bowl so you can at least see what it looks like. And then I would serve it with, obviously, the garlic bread on the side. clear the deck a bit so it looks slightly pretty. Not like me, but I can't believe that anyone has watched it all the way through. If you have, you deserve a massive round of applause. But it's just a bit of fun, really. It's not anything particularly anything-ish. Right, I'll get my thing out, so put that down there. And a bowl. It's difficult. I need to be organised and have a nice bowl ready, rather than it be at the end of the pile. Okay. Like that. Right, turn the heat off. That's come to the boil. Okay, so family meal of coconut Thai broth with noodles and vegetables and prawns, which you can either replace with other bits as you wish. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll use this. So I use this to serve it, and as you can see, it's just sort of noodles with some make sure everyone gets a few prawns and some carrots and a bit of mange too and a thing, and then I'll get a spoon and add some of the broth. There you go. And that is probably Elkies. And I'll serve it with some garlic bread on the side. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, way to go. Here's the next one. Hopefully it'll be a bit more professional, but not likely. Bye.